All right, let us say hello to Gilbert Burns, who picked up a big win over Stephen Thompson at UFC 264. And the man got on the microphone after the win. He spit some fire. I dug it a lot. In addition, he is also joined up with the fine folks over at Killcliff and their Clean Energy Fight Club. A lot going on in the world of Dorino these days. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, bro. Thank you.
Good to have you back here. And look, you went into the octagon in front of 20,000 people and you beat Stephen Thompson. That is not easy to do. And it's also not easy to look good against Stephen Thompson. And all in all, no matter what anybody else says, man, I thought you looked good against him and you got the job done. That's all that matters, right?
Me too. I think I look very good. I executed a game plan that we had it. And came out victorious, no injuries, 2 checks. Didn't move up on the ranks, but politics, I don't care. And family was there, no injuries, 4 takedown attempts, 3 executed, control, no damage. Yeah, for sure, I'm happy.
I'm not saying this because you're here, because I've said this on other platforms and other places as well. I thought overall, this was an A+ night for you. The whole body of work, from the win, the reaction after the final horn, you yelling, what? And then giving a little bit back to the Boo Birds at T-Mobile. I love the promo of Joe Rogan after, like the little bit of a heel turn, and the call-outs were great too, which we'll discuss in a moment. I'm curious how you would grade yourself as a whole for everything you did on Saturday, from the walkout to the fight to the post-fight interview with Rogan and everything.
I think it was a great night. Especially, I was very nervous coming from a knockout loss against the champion, and trying to rebuild myself again, make sure I do believe in what I said, that I still have time to be a champion, still everything in there. I want to be the champion, and I gotta remind myself, not even the others, but remind myself that I still can do it. And then I was freaking nervous before the fight, but I went there and execute. It was a good game plan against a very game opponent. Last 8 years, no one took him down 3 times like I did. No one controlled him like I did. No one got a lot of damage like I didn't got damage. And post-fight interview was nice. I did what I had to say. A lot of fans got behind me, a lot of fans. The other day, my fight was canceled. So I went to the Vidara with the family. Then I went to get a meal with Henry. Bro, a big crowd saw me, and then, a lot of support from the fans, social media too. Yeah. I think it was a very good night against a tough opponent, rebuilding myself back to the title shot. I think it was a great, great night.
Yeah, I mean, because you're such a nice guy. Like you're considered one of the good guys in the sport. But when you cut that promo on the crowd, man, I loved it. Like, boo me. It was great. Like, what compelled you to do that? Like, can you walk us through that moment? Because it seemed like you were going to take the high road and just say, like, look, I'm sorry. I try to finish these fights, and then boom, you go heel and become Gilbert Burns. Like, why did you decide to do that?
Because I caught myself saying sorry a lot. Anything that I do bad, I do help preach that to my kids. You got to say sorry if you did something bad. And I remember we were preaching that a lot before I leave. Hey, I'm leaving for this week for get that Saturday to watch the fight. Mom, I don't want, if you do something bad, don't fight back, relax, because my boys have a lot of energy. So that was, I think, the thing that we were preaching so much. And then at the end of the fight, I caught myself and saying sorry. Like, as soon as I caught myself and saying sorry, I'm sorry. I'm not a lot of guys do. I felt good, against a very guy. I respect you guys. Long time with the COVID. Now it's open up. You guys want to see more action, but you come here and do action against this guy. Go forward against one of the boys, swing for the fence. You see what's going to happen. So when I caught myself saying sorry, I said, you know what, boo, I don't care. I like that energy. So that was kind of very natural.
A lot of the story heading into this fight was some of the work done in the gyms with some of the specialists that you each brought in. Like, Steve was working with guys like Ryan Hall. You were working with Raymond Daniels. That became such a big story because it's obviously such a great tool to have. But you made it a point several times to give credit to Jason Jackson, the ass-kicking machine who's been on a tear over at Bellator. He could be the next guy to fight Yaroslav Amosov for their welterweight title. How specifically was he so impactful to you ahead of this fight?
Very, very. I had three guys helping me so much: Lean Jimenez, Raymond Daniels, Jason Jackson. That was it. My full camp. That was it. Those three guys every day, twice a day, for sure. All my team, SM for MMA. Phil Halls was one of the guys too that he has a very crazy takedown defense, and then was one that I used to go with the other guys too. But Jason Jackson was such a big condition because he has the best taking down defense on MMA. Period. Like period. I can point a lot of guys, not trying to like that, but I take a lot of guys down at the gym. Most of the guy I score a takedown. Most. He's the only freaking guy that if I do get a takedown on Phil Halls, he boom right back up. Jason boom right back up. And Jason Jackson's kind of like taller, and I think he got even more. How do you call that? The
like range,
more reach. Yeah, he got more reach and more is than one of our bro. I was Jason. It was so hard to get him down towards the you know, better was being super. But wow, it's a big help because of that. Take down defense, defense, take down against defense and hold down and keep him down. And that was Jason at high level. He's going to be the next battle champ for sure because when I touched Stephen, he was strong, but nothing close to tricking Jason Jackson.
You sort of touched on this earlier, but it was brought up at the media day and you talked about it then too. But I actually went into this whole fight being one of the people who thought like all the pressure was on Wonder Boy. Like the story was about him and could he get back to a title shot? It's all on the line for him. And for you, yeah, there's obviously some pressure. You want to get back to the belt, but I felt like in a weird way, you were kind of playing with house money a little bit heading into this fight. Like a win would be big, a loss, albeit would have been pretty crappy for you. I didn't think it would be as catastrophic for you as it would be for Wonder Boy. And you kind of disagree with that sentiment. You talked about how nervous you were before the fight. Why is that? Why did you, where did this extra pressure come from?
It came from me because I always believe it could be the champion. I could become a champion. I think I went to the fight overconfident, and I got to remind myself that hey, I love opportunity, but he's the first one. We're gonna get more. But I was half believing. I did believe. You know what? We're gonna get another time. But at the other half, I was just like, man, and just lost it so hard right now. And I gotta prove to myself that I still can be the champion. And they come and ask boy. A lot of guys to fight, they give him the Wonder Boy. Yeah, like man, I gotta learn from that fight. So and then I learned so much from the Kamaru fight and that like because in the Kamaru fight, and what did they do? Boom, start getting undisciplined, loading up punch, trying to finish the fight, angry, emotions. So at that fight, I knew I could get hit. I knew I might got a knockdown from Stephen Wonderboy. But what do I have to change? I gotta be disciplined. I gotta stay with the game plan, stick with the plan. So all the little things was I had two fights that I was more nervous about it. The first one was Damian Maia back then because it was a big deal. It was in Brazil, Jiu-Jitsu is one of my idols. And man, I was so freaking nervous. Tyron Woodley was nervous, but not as much. Damian Maia was the number one. But now Stephen Wonderboy Thompson got so freaking nervous that's why I'm helping my performance. Not because I did what I did, no. Because I was extremely nervous and I still able to do what I had to do, follow the game plan, stay in discipline, listen to my coach. That's why I think that's why I felt a lot of pressure coming from a loss, trying to rebuild myself, trying to keep believing on myself that I can be a champion. And, and going against a freaking high level guy, and I gotta learn the lesson that I just made a mistake in my last fight. I think that's why too I got the pressure was too much because I learned to be disciplined. Okay, we really learned, show me. That was kind of the pressure that I had.
After the main event, Dana White spoke to the media and he was asked about your performance. And he said it wasn't a good fight and that you won. And that was the extent of it. What did you make of Dana's opinion about the fight?
So hard to nowadays to kind of react to any Dana's opinion. I remember, a fight that I remember that was super, super close. Francis Ngannou, after he lost the title shot, who was his first fight, you remember?
After he lost the title shot to Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis, how was that fight?
It was kind of forgettable.
Yeah, but who won that fight? Black Beast. It wasn't Francis. That's the only
Lewis,
difference. I was the number one contender just for the title. I lost. Okay, it got a little boring fight. I don't think it was that boring. But I agree. It wasn't as entertaining. I did what I had to do. But I won't. That's the difference. And fly, a lot of fight, like Dana said, every weekend he makes fights. And he said the same thing about the heavyweight Q game.
Cyril Gane, yeah.
Cyril Gane, a couple fights ago, he said, man, I don't like that performance. The guy's fighting for the title right now. So it's very hard nowadays Dana White is very emotional, for sure. He want my fight to be a bang. For sure, he want Conor McGregor fight to be a bang. And I understand, as a promoter, that's what you have to do. So I understand his opinion, but I don't rely on that. That's not gonna define what I'm gonna do next.
I mean, like you said, like the fight wasn't as bad as like a lot of people made it out to be. I thought like the moment, I don't know if it was the first round or the second round where you're on top of him. It was the second round when you're on top of him and he just starts throwing. Like, what do you think in that moment? You're like, all right, dude, let's do this. I'll do this with you all day.
Yeah, that was Joe Frazier in the Pride, remember? Yeah. So that was a good one, bro. I had fun in there. I was very nervous. I capitalized and executed a game plan against a very freaking tough guy. Guy gave me a freaking spinning heel kick. Came on the back of my neck. That freaking landed right here. I lost my last leg for a little bit, and oh shit, I gotta stay composed, stay disciplined. Remember, stay disciplined. So hands up, hard fangs, like kind of fire back a little bit. I had a lot of fun in there. And that guy was freaking. People have no idea. Like people, what is the jiu-jitsu? A lot of haters. I don't even. And then I watched the fight and I said, man, there's a lot of jiu-jitsu in there. People don't realize how was my head movement in the fight when I took him down, when I went to the shots. How was my hip position? That guy was very slippery. If I kind of overcommit to go to a transition submission, that guy was up at the game, bro. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have a very heavy mass control here, control of the hips, control of the shoulders, good head position, heavy hips. And as soon as I'm able to strike, I'm going to strike. But it was very tactical fight. If people that has a good level and understanding of grappling, they like, oh, I know what Gilbert did,
Yeah, it's not easy to take him down, let alone keep him down. And you were able to do both of those things. So you had three names in mind after the fight: Masvidal, Diaz, Leon Edwards, and all three make a lot of sense. No one thought it was that they were reaching for anything crazy. I thought they all were sensible call-outs. Do you have sort of an order of preference? Does one name stand out above the others?
Yeah, two names stand. Nate, it's a big fight. You got to say yes for these fights, but I'm not chasing. So if the way I see, Kobe fight is going to be by November. That's what I'm hearing. I'm ready to go October, November, ready. So the way I see is let's say, best scenario, if I go out there and beat his name, Leon Edwards, right? I might get very close to the title, right? I might be right back, but depends on, if he's a close fight, might not. And if ends up that Kobe beats Usman, a trilogy will be in place, right? So I don't know what to do. I don't know if I do fight Masvidal first, and then I fought Leon, then it will be like 2-3 wins, then I have another title shot. It's a very weird place right now. I don't fight with Kamaru, Kobe will be. So I don't know if they pick who you want. I would say give me Masvidal. Leon gonna sit down. He's gonna wait. Then I fight Leon later on. I don't care, but both guys make sense. It's hard for me if they offer me Leon, but like they say, next the winner gets the title for sure. I'm gonna fight Leon, but I don't know. I don't know if the thing that I think is I don't know if will I win again. We put right there, or I still gotta do more, you know. And then if I beat Leon and I'm right there, it doesn't make sense for me. Masvidal, that's number 7, you know. It's very, I don't know, it's a little tricky. I don't know what to do, but 2 names that I have first, it will be Masvidal and Leon Edwards.
Let me ask you this, because you mentioned the interesting spot you're in. You mentioned the plan for the UFC is to rebook the Usman-Covington fight and do the rematch. And a lot of people feel a certain way about Colby. And I know you've talked about Colby quite a bit, but for you personally, if the UFC is to make this fight, is there a part of you that becomes a Colby fan? Because if he beats Usman and wins the belt, like you said, they might run it back and do the 3rd fight. But Colby being the champion makes your road back to a title a little bit easier than it would if Usman just keeps running off wins. Like, do you view it that way, that there's a part of you that kind of wants Colby to win because it gets you there faster? Does that make sense?
No, I want. If I can pick, I want to fight Kamaru for the title again. I still want to fight Colby, but it doesn't. You know, I want to for sure want to become a champion, but I think Kamaru is going to be there when I get there again. Just they see and need to very kind of cheer for Colby. To be honest, it's going to be very hard for that to happen. But I don't know. Kamaru's going to beat Colby, and that's it. And they close the doors. You're going to be me or Leon Edwards for the next fight, you know. And if Vicente Luque is coming, you know, he's beating Chiesa. He may be jumping me because if he does beat Chiesa, very impressive. The next title shot might be Luque against Leon, you know. So, you know, I don't know. I see a lot of scenarios. I just do believe Masvidal or Leon doesn't make sense, and I'm gonna wait, you know. But the thing right now too, Mike, I'm not in a hurry to go to the title, you know. Like I saw a lot of guys hurry. Jorge, 2 title fights back to back, lost the first one that he wasn't ready. 2 weeks notice in 5 rounds. The one that he was ready, he lose the fight for 2 rounds. So that's why I think they hurry a little bit, you know, to the title. Cody Garbrandt did that before. A couple other guys did that before. They lost. They want to fight for the title again. You know, and I don't mind to take my time. I don't mind to, even if I need to do a couple more fights, you know, I don't mind to fight Leon, then fight Jorge, then fight. Because as soon I know I'm going to get there again. And as soon as I'm fighting for the title, I want to make no mistake. I want to make sure that time after February 14, 13, when I fought through my next fight, I want to make sure I freaking the next level and improve so much.
So would it be fair to say that it would mean more for you to beat Usman to capture the title because of the run he's been on, the position he's put himself in the overall landscape? It would mean more for you. I mean, obviously you want to become champion, but it would mean more for you. It would be more significant if you took it from Usman than taking it from Covington or anybody else.
Yes, 100%. He's the number 1 pound for pound right now, champion, one of the best welterweight on the planet, you know. For sure would mean a lot beat Kamaru, you know. That's a high level fighter, you know.
So let's talk about your partnership with Killcliff and their energy drinks, a vast variety of flavors. I saw different kinds of drinks. There's all natural. There's energy drinks. There's some with CBD in them. How did this come on your radar? Like, how did this partnership come together? And what about it made you say, you know what, I'm in, I got to be part of this Killcliff Fight Club?
Yeah, the Killcliff is freaking a great company. I know those guys since they used to crazy story. They used to sponsor a guy that I fought a couple of times. It was kind of like very nice guy, but a rival, you know, very big rival. Lucas Lepre. I beat him a couple of times before I left the scenario. After I left, he became like 6, 7 times world champion, you know. and he was always with the Kill Cliff, and I knew kind of was a drink, but then they came, they went and they became one of the Sanford sponsors, you know, and then it became very natural, you know, like they're looking for the guys to sponsor the gym, and then they asked for a couple high level fighters, and my name was in the conversation. Henry put my name, and then Henry called me, hey, we want you a sponsor, and I said that looks good, and the best thing is they're freaking great taste, like. The Joey Rogan, the Fleming Joey, one of the best. Then they have the goat, so good. And I've been talking to the guys. We gotta do a Burns flavor, you know. Gotta make I don't know, açaí com guaraná or something very very Brazilian, caipirinha, or I don't know. We make something happen. We gotta make that Burns flavor soon.
Have you had the CBD ones?
Yes, I do love the CBD's one. I like it ever. Those are my favorites for recovery. I already do a lot of CBD. You know, I have I got me. Yeah,
yep,
I have my sponsor, Love Hemp, that I do a lot of CBD already. But the drinks and the energy drinks, very clean energy. I like it. I like it a lot.
What's the go-to? What's the one that, like, if they're all there and you can only pick one, what's the flavor? What's the one you're gonna pick every single time?
Is the grape, the goat, that's the number one, but the Flaming Joy they right there, you know, they're right there. I like both the goat and the Flaming Joy.
All right, so check out, and this Kill Cliff fight team is just insane. Go to their website and check out who's on: Israel Adesanya, Robbie Lawler, Ryan Bader, and the list goes on and on. Gilbert Burns, obviously a part of it as well. And now, Gilbert, you can enjoy another Kill Cliff beverage in celebration for the big win over Stephen Thompson. So congratulations, man. Well done. Look forward to whatever the next move is for you, sir. I think you're handling this fantastically. You rode back to the title. You're taking your time. You're in no rush. I think you're handling this absolutely perfectly. So enjoy the win. Enjoy the time with the family, and we'll talk soon, hopefully, my man.
Thank you, brother. Have a good one, Mike. Always good to talk to you.